Welcome back to my cave, once again, humans. I'm actually revisiting a game I played a long time ago, like, maybe a decade or so. It's this Japanese game. It's a spin-off of a Japanese racing series. It's like an SD version. Or in this case, a furry version. See, F-1 Grand Prix, the franchise that this is a spin-off of, wasn't Anthro. It was based on real drivers, real racing events and whatnot. But this game decided to make everyone furry, and I dig it. I think that's cute. Although usually SD, which means super deformed, is like big heads, small bodies. That's usually what super deformed is, but I guess they decided to do something different. So who am I gonna play as in super deformed F1 Grand Prix? Actually, this time I'm gonna play as exactly the character you expect me to play as. Some of these characters are cute, though. As far as I know, these are supposed to be anthro versions of real people. I didn't know anything about Japanese Formula 1 racing, but let's see how this game is. Hear that music? Pretty good, huh? But wait a minute, something doesn't sound right, does it? Sadly, I actually added music. This race does not have its own. There are modes in this game that do have music, but unfortunately the crash race isn't one of those modes. So, I like to add music from the Asuka 120% soundtrack to this game. It fits surprisingly well, honestly. Except Asuka 120% is a fighting game, not a racing game. But seriously, this just sounds like a racing theme in my opinion. But anyway, this is the first track. It is nothing fancy, and it didn't need to be anything fancy. It just needed to ease yourself into the game, let you learn the game, make it easy on you for the first race, and I appreciate that. And I think it does a better job of that than Mario Kart does. Honestly, I played Mario Kart recently, and was it always bogged down by all those obstructions? I'm wondering if that's a common complaint that Mario Kart got, because the obstructions were mitigated, toned down, and honestly, made a lot more bearable in the sequels. I can tell you I didn't really have much of a problem with obstructions in Mario Kart 8. I did have problems with them, but not that much. I know I said I wasn't the biggest fan of Mario Kart 8, but it's not that I don't like the game, I just kinda like Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled more. But I'll admit to playing it every now and then with my friends. Speaking of which, I gotta set up a day for me and Paxter to play that game again. Once again, the music I'm using is added from Asuka 120%. It really does have a pretty good soundtrack, if I'm being honest. And again, it fits the racing game. Okay, this track isn't too, well, it's definitely a harder track than the previous one, but I do kind of like the fact that it eases you into using shortcuts. Like, for example, there's this one scene There is this one part where you can jump over a gap if you have the spring, and they give you two right before the gap, which is kind of nice. Although overall, this is a far harder track than the previous one. while it does a good job of letting you learn the basics of the game, the second track is a pretty big difficulty spike. And I'm playing this on hard mode right now, and I don't know if I just... On hard difficulty, the opponents are tough as nails. In fact, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do... I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do this on hard. Like, already I'm floundering. I'm not used to this course just yet, so I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But let's see how hard mode goes. So, this one actually ended up the exact opposite of how the first race went. But who knows? Maybe I'll be able to do better on the next few courses. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, let's see what the results are so far. Well, first off, Electman would be proud of that results theme. Well, I'm still in the top 2, so that's good. Of course, how long am I gonna stay there? Let's find out. If you really want to do good in races, you need to get some high quality equipment. Though I'm not sure entirely if equipment carries over. I don't think it does, which, really? I mean, why bother buying it? But then again, you can grind for that equipment, but why do that when you could just play a lower difficulty? Or maybe you like the grind. Maybe you actually want to be able to grind and get better at this game. It's not like you have to get the equipment. It's not like it's needed in order to win these races. In fact, I'm not sure even how much it helps, to be honest. This is a game that does seem to reward skill over just buying powerful equipment to do better. And right now, I'm not showing much skill, so I'm doing poorly, and that's entirely my fault. Of course, it could just be that I'm playing as a character that's probably low tier. I'm not entirely sure. Although, I have to admit, I am a little curious as to who all these racers are based off of. I think they might be based off of real people. I think. I mean, like I said, it's a furry spin-off of a more realistic racing game. And, you know, maybe I should look at the F-1 Grand Prix games. Because this one's actually pretty good. This is actually a pretty good Mario Kart clone. It looks cheap, but again, the gameplay is competent, the level design's competent, and the game does reward skill over, well, just using items to win your way through the game, especially since you only get a limited amount of items and they're not random. That means you're not gonna be able to win by sheer luck, and that's another thing I've always kind of not liked about the Mario Kart games is there is a luck element to it, and even in the later games there's a luck element. You can still win with skill. You're usually gonna win with skill more than luck, but still. And oh boy, I've been doing butt ugly so far. I haven't been making much bank. Good thing the first track is super easy, but so far I've not been doing well. Maybe I'm just not cut out for hard mode yet. I mean, maybe if I just really practice this game, maybe I'd get good enough to win hard mode, but I don't know. I will admit, one thing that is annoying is that the missiles don't seem to work that often, though they did work that time. That's cool. Though I do notice they're not that reliable. But once again, this game seems to rely on skill rather than luck. I don't think the enemies even actually use any of the items. Alright, I got the time stopper. Let's see if I can make some ground. Nope, they're too far ahead. Not sure if this game uses rubber banding. I don't... crap. I'm doing terrible. I give up, Uncle. I can't do hard mode. Maybe I just need to practice these tracks more, but I'm just not cut out for this. One cool feature is that you have the track on the bottom and the race on top, but you can also change the perspective. And you get several options for it, although I don't know why you'd want to pick anything other than the default one, but it's still kind of cool. Plus, having the map on the bottom be big and easy to read. I mean, I know Mario Kart also does that, but it's still cool. I tried a bit. I tried practicing more and more on hard mode. I just couldn't get it done. But I did get better at the stages. So there's that. Just showing off all the perspectives. Honestly, I can't get over how cute this game is, but I'm switching to medium. I'm just not hardcore enough for hard mode. I have to wonder, though, what's that guy in the front supposed to be? He's got little wings on his head? I don't get it. Is he even supposed to be an animal at all? The rest of them are pretty clear. The character I'm playing is, well, obviously he's a bear. Right? He looks like a bear. Then again, he's very heavily stylized. I don't typically see bears with that kind of art style. Also, I'm kind of surprised they went with the anthro/furry angle in general. I guess this is kind of supposed to be the kids' version of F1 Grand Prix, but still. It works. It kind of works, to be honest. I know I'm playing as, like, the ugliest character in the game, but that's kind of me. I kind of find cuteness in things that are ugly. I mean, I think walruses are just adorable. Like, and I'd say they just border on so ugly they're cute, if that makes sense. They're so ugly you feel sorry for them. I also think a lot of animals that aren't typically seen as cute are pretty cute. I think bats are cute, I think lizards are cute, I think snakes are cute, can be. Same with bats, can be. There are some pretty ugly bats and snakes, but overall I think bats are some of the most adorable animals on planet Earth. They're like little furballs with wings and teeth, and they go, "Rawr!" But yeah, I can sort of understand that they went with the furry/anthro approach to appeal to kids easier, but I don't get what I mean, anthros don't strictly need to be a kid's thing. I've seen adult anthros or mature anthros done right. I played through Forge and Shadow Torch all the way to the end of the main game, and I didn't think twice about the fact that the main character was a bunny. I thought that just added to the charm of the game. But if all the racers are animals, why are the commentators human? Whatever. You know, I know I flip-flop from point to point a lot of times, but I'd just like to say that the stages actually do have background themes, just not during races. I guess they were trying to be a little realistic, though. Still utterly baffling, though. Would have been cool if you could at least choose whether you heard music during a race or not. And just, how hard would it be to incorporate it? It can't be that hard, right? Dang it, come on, I'm messing up. Ah! You know, I think it would be cool if someone were to hack this game and add all the music back to the races, and maybe an English translation. I mean, how hard would it be? I mean, all you'd have to do is find a hex and turn a switch on, right? I mean, how hard would it be to add the music back to the game? It's still in there, it just doesn't play during a race. How hard would it be to put it back in? Alright, let's see if I can pass that next guy. Only got one more guy to pass. Come on, come on. And use the booster. Come on. Yes! Another gold medal. I wonder how easy this game would be on easy. Because the tracks get progressively harder as you go on. And it's a nice learning curve, I guess. Honestly, I just like the stage design better in this game. Again, all the obstructions in Mario Kart kinda made it not so fun. Sure, this game's got nothing on modern day Mario Kart, but back then, this was a perfectly viable alternative. If you lived in Japan. Of course, this never got a US release. I mean, what could you do with these characters in the US? In Japan, they're all anthropomorphized versions of popular racers. But in the US, they'd just be a bunch of random animals. No cultural significance, and no one's gonna know that these are famous racers, fursonas, or anything like that. I mean, they're probably not. The racers probably aren't furries themselves. And by furries, I mean people who are into anthropomorphic animals, or people who think anthropomorphic animals are cool. You know what they are, I think. And again, you probably heard a bunch of lies about us, and never mind. The point is, these characters probably wouldn't have as much appeal in the US, where they'd just be random talking animals. Sure, they'd have some appeal to kids, but in Japan, they'd have appeal because they're based off famous racers. American kids, we were consumerists back then. We're still consumerists. I mean, we'd see these characters and we'd be like, who the heck are you guys? Though, to be fair, it's 10 characters with very varied designs. Although, now that I think about it, I know there are 4 other characters in this game. There's 4 boss characters. If you beat the initial 4 World Cups, you unlock a 5th one where you face 3 boss characters, and then after that there's one final cup where you face 1 final boss character. I guess they're like based off champions, the best of the best. I'm not sure. I'm also not sure if they're actually playable, if you can unlock them, or if there's a cheat code or anything. I mean, looking at the character select screen, I can't see where you'd put them. Maybe they'd be off screen. You know, like Tekken 2, where all the unlockable characters are off screen. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. I'd have to look it up. Or, you know, beat the game. Maybe if you beat the game, you unlock them. Or maybe there's a cheat code you can put in to unlock them. I don't know. I don't know. But I intend to find out. But first I gotta beat this race, and dang, I'm only in 6th place? I mean, this track's kind of a toughie, so not that hard to believe. I do admit the tracks could ramp up in difficulty a little less. Alright, looks like I took a blow to my score, but I'm still in the top, so let's see if I can keep that. This is medium mode. This is not pushover mode like easy mode. This is you'll get a moderate challenge out of this. But if you want the true challenge, which I don't, because I already told you I couldn't beat hard mode. But if you want the true challenge, hard mode. And that was another episode of Baalf No Doi. Come to think of it, when was the last time I did a Baalf terminology thing? And again, I'm not sure I have any terminology left to give. Alright, got the hourglass. Yeah, gotta gain some ground here. Especially against that horse. Alright, don't jinx it. You can't actually fly over water. I know that kind of doesn't make sense. When you turn on the thrusters, you're flying. And I think that lets you fly over grass, but not water. But I guess it'd be kind of broken if you could fly over water. I have to say though, there's quite a lot going on in this stage. There's some jumps, there's some speed boosters on the corners of the sand. It's kind of a difficult track. Like I said, the difficulty ramps up quite a bit. But against all odds, I am still in first place, so good on me, I guess. Oh, crap. That's something, I think. Didn't seem to affect me that much. Maybe I just dodged it. Okay. Gotta keep that lead. Gotta cut all the corners you can. Come on, baby. Okay. Ooh. Lagging behind, Mr. Wing Ears? Well, since I passed the last place contestant, I guess should be golden right now. And nice! First place! Wonder if that'll carry over to the final track of the course. Now, I kinda wanna get something off my chest. I know this is a cutesy game that most people are gonna call a kid's game, but I don't mind cutesy graphics. Like, I see anthropomorphic animals, I don't think childish. Yes, there's a such thing as childish, and childishness can be kinda cringy, but just cutesy, or just cute characters and whatnot, that doesn't bother me. Yes, I know I'm an adult, but I don't mind colorful, lighthearted graphics, and I honestly like them a lot more than realistic graphics. Especially a lot of those games that are monochromatic because they're trying to be edgy and mysterious and whatnot. I don't like those. But ultimately, these kind of games are just harmless. There's just cute animals racing. It's just harmless. I can't hate it. And that's even if it was a bad game, and it's really not. It's a competent racing game. At least for the time it was. Now you got Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled, and Mario Kart 8, and all these other games with a lot more tracks, a lot more visual flair, good controls, good racetracks, whatnot. But back then, there was only so much you can do, and heck, playing it now, it still holds up. You can still have fun with a simple game like this, even if there are more advanced games these days. Wonder if they ever did anything more with this concept. I don't think they did, but I don't know, I can't imagine this would be something someone would try to revive, but maybe some Japanese kids somewhere had fond memories of playing this game. Maybe it might have inspired them, I don't know. Oh shoot, I got passed by two guys. Falco and the horse dude, and this is a hard track. This is the hardest track in the Americas. So forgive me if I'm not racing as well as I was in the other tracks. Oh boy. But like I said, this is a game that takes skill. I'm bumping into shit because I'm not sure how to drift. I'm not adept at slamming on the brakes or letting go of the gas in order to drift and turn easier. I haven't really mastered that yet. I'm getting better at it, but not good enough to avoid only getting 5th. But, still got 1st overall, so a blow to my reputation. It's not that big a deal. Now all that's left is the trophy screen, and, look at the big chonker. I might do more videos on this, but I'm not sure what other commentary I could add. I kind of just explain my feelings of the game, explain my feelings of games like this, cutesy graphics, basically anything that was semi-relevant to the game and kart racers and whatnot. I'm not sure what else I could add, but I don't know, maybe I'll make some more videos. And last but not least, roar! Though if I do more videos in this game, it should be because I want to do it. But anyway, that was SD F-1 Grand Prix. Until next time, I'm Baalf, and the cave is closed.